In this lesson, we're going to learn how to find the distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane, as well as finding the distance between 2 points without a graph. We'll do that algebraically. Let's recall the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are your legs and c is your hypotenuse, the longest length of a right triangle. So the first two examples, we're actually going to be finding the distance using the coordinate plane. So we're going to plot -4, 2, and 2, 6. We're going to connect these as best we can. Yes, and now we want to know the distance between these 2 points, and we can't just count the units because they are not vertical or horizontal. So the second step after you plot the 2 points and connect the points is you're going to plot a third point to create a right triangle. Because remember, the Pythagorean theorem deals with right triangles. We could plot a point here, or we could plot one here. It does not matter. Now, as we connect the points to our third point, we are going to count the units to see how long each leg is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this leg is 4 units. This leg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So we're trying to find the hypotenuse. So let's let A be 4 and B be 6 and plug into our formula. We have 4 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared, the distance of this diagonal. 16 plus 36 is equal to c squared. When I add these together, it looks like we have 52 is equal to c squared. To undo something squared, you take the square root, and we take the square root of both sides. Now I'm going to use my calculator to see about what the square root of 52 is. I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, and that gives us 7.2. So you can see that this length is about 7.2 units. Let's look at example 2. We want to know the distance between this point and this point. So we have 5, -3, and we have -1, 4. So let's see if I can draw this straight. Almost. Now we're going to plot our third point. I'm just going to plot it right here. We're going to count over to see how long each leg is. So the horizontal leg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units. Our vertical leg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. So you see that this leg goes horizontally and this leg is vertical. Okay, that's super important to be able to find the leg measurements when you do not have a graph. So let's let A be 6 and B equal 7. We have 6 squared plus 7 squared is equal to c squared. 36 plus 49 equals c squared. We're going to add these together. It looks like we get 85. And we're going to take the square root of both sides. C is about 9.2 units. So this is about 9.2. Now let's just go over this again. I was saying that this leg is horizontal, which deals with the change or the distance between our x values, the x value of -1 and the x value of 5. So that is these two values here. So from 5 to -1 is a distance of 6. And because we're talking about a distance here, our answer will always be positive. So even if I were to add these and get a negative, I would only look at the absolute value because we're talking about a distance, a length. Then we have the vertical leg, and that deals with the y values from 4 down to -3. So from -3 to 4 was a distance of 7. This is going to be helpful when we look at the next examples. So now we're going to find the distance between 8, 4 and 12, 2 without a graph. So we're going to have a leg where it is using the x values. So this is going to be the horizontal leg. Then we will have a leg where we get the distance from the y values, the vertical leg. So from 8 to 12, is a distance of 4. And then the vertical leg is from 4 to 1, which is a change of 3. So let's just let 4 represent the A and 3 represent B. So again, let's always have our formula in front of us. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we have 16 plus 9 equals C squared. We add the legs together, the legs squared together, and we get 25 equals C squared. Undo something squared, you take the square root. So C, or the distance, is 5 units. Let's look at example 4. We're going to have a leg that comes from the x values, and we'll have a leg that comes from the y values. So we have a horizontal leg and a vertical leg. So our horizontal is the distance between -6 and 0. So again, it's positive because we're talking about a length here. And then our vertical is the distance from 2 to 5, which is 3. So we'll let 6 be A and 3 be B. We have 6 squared plus 3 squared is equal to C squared. That is, 36 plus 9 gives us C squared. 45 equals C squared. Take the square root of both sides. And the distance is about, use our calculator, about 6.7 units. Now you guys try these.